Hello, welcome back. Let's talk about magic. Yeah, magic. Here's something in A Course in Miracles that's frequently misunderstood. And as you may have discovered here in your study and practice of the Course, um, some of you have been doing this for 30 years, so you've discovered it over and over and over and over again, but perhaps you're new. And even if you're not, it's always useful as well, experienced learners to go back to the basics and learn all of the basics over again, because it's entirely possible that we've missed something, and it's entirely possible that it's going to benefit us. Repetition is key. Repetition is key. Here in spiritual practice, you see it no matter what tradition you study or follow or practice. Yeah, it's repetition, repetition. That's why we appear to be saying the same things over and over and over again. And you hear me saying the same things. I've got my stock phrases. We all do. And they're repeated for a reason. We need that repetition. That's what it takes to end our ego identification. That's what it takes to set the ego aside and fully 100% embrace the thought system of the Holy Spirit. That's what it takes. Therefore, I repeat myself. Isn't that exciting? Another reason why any spiritual teacher, not just me, but anyone, really, there's nothing special about me. We all do this. We don't know who may be watching. I don't know who's watching right now, and I don't know what is going to appear to come out of my mouth that impacts the entire trajectory of your life and your spiritual practice in a positive way. I don't know what I'm going to say that may uplift you. I don't know what I'm going to say that you may take as a direct challenge that causes you to go to work and think about it and cogitate on it and stew on it and fester with it. That's good. We should question the very foundations of everything we now believe. Yeah, this course invites you to do nothing more than that and nothing less. So if you're questioning everything, good, welcome. Welcome aboard. All right, so what is magic? Magic has a different definition here in A Course in Miracles than it does in common parlance. In magic, we think of parlor tricks. We think of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, or those people that sit in a box on stage and there's a magician that appears to saw their body in half only to reconstitute them a couple of minutes later. That's kind of what passes for magic here in the world. And the course has a different definition. Magic is illusion. A belief in magic is a belief that something not of God, something that is an illusion, can cure, can heal. That's what a belief in magic is. So there are many ways that this takes form in the world. And it's trading one illusion for another and believing that this exchange of illusions is going to produce healing, which is, as we've seen throughout here, at the level of the mind. It's the mind that heals. The outside world, the physical world, is the effect, which may or may not change as a result of our healing. And as we see, it often does. But that's really not the point. This course doesn't concern itself with what's called magic. So what's an example? Medicine. It's the most used example, it seems, isn't it? One wants to effect a cure in the physical body, you might take a pill or some vitamins or an injection. Those are all magic. That's what they are. It's an illusion in and of itself, right? Used to cure an illusion, apparently. So does this mean they don't work on the level of form? Absolutely not. And does this mean that they're bad or evil? No, no, no. Paragraphs 4 and 5 of this section are very, very important in this regard, and that's what we're covering here. And the title of this section of the text, chapter 2, part 4, is Healing as Release from Fear. So as we've been seeing, healing takes place at the mind. Then the physical body is a learning device for the mind. And magic is not evil. Here's a situation where it's extraordinarily helpful, right? If someone is sick, we've seen that sickness is not right-mindedness. In other words, fear is not right-mindedness. And illness can so grip a person, can't it, that they're terrified of miracles, that they're terrified of atonement. It can seem so frickin' real and oppressive and weighty and in your face that if you were to experience genuine healing on the level of the mind instantaneously in a blinding flash, it would scare the shit out of you. It would terrify you. And that is often the case here in the world, where we're so wrapped up in what we deem to be reality that if we were to experience a genuine miracle, it would scare us. It would only induce panic and more fear. And that's not why we do it. That's not skillful, is it? It's not nice to increase fear. That's the one thing we don't want to do for somebody that is already in a fear-based state, is to increase their fear. Someone who's sick and wants some medicine should take medicine. If they ask it of you, give it to them. Yeah, I mean, maybe you're a physician here in this lifetime. I am not. But there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's not evil. It's not bad. It's simply what someone needs right now. And if you're unsure, the Holy Spirit knows what we all need right now and exactly how to present it to somebody and in what measure. Even the words or gestures that you use in dealing with someone. We ask our inner teacher, I repeat, ask our inner teacher. Yeah. What we discover is that the atonement, correction of perception, right? It takes the form of whatever's helpful to the receiver. It can take different forms. It can be a pill for somebody. It can be some vitamins. It can be an exercise regimen for somebody. It can be a shot, a surgery, an injection, a hug, a smile. I don't know. It takes a different form for each and every one of us, for the receiver. And the miracle is expressed in terms that the recipient can accept without fear. If a person is not ready to accept that healing is of the mind and they're sick and they want medicine, they should take the medicine. Yeah, it's magic, but it's not bad. It's helpful. It's very helpful. Because in this sense, we're not making the illusion real, but it's a recognition that this is what this person needs right now. It's what they can accept right now. Not everybody's ready to accept these high-level discussions, are they? They're not ready to talk about the pure, non-dual thought system of A Course in Miracles. They're not ready to talk about enlightenment and the fact that This is not who we are. They're not ready to accept atonement for themselves, and they're not ready to wholeheartedly embrace the central teaching of this course, that there is no world. There is no world. Isn't that exciting? Yeah. A lot of people, many, the majority, are not ready for that. What are they ready for? A smile saying good morning to them, medicine if they appear to be sick, so that they may get better without fear. We're invited here in the practice of this course to meet people where they are, and without believing it, without believing in the reality of this. We nonetheless appear to people in this form. I'm appearing to you in this form. Who's speaking to you? Your inner teacher's speaking to you. But we go out in what appears to be the external world, and for people that think we're all separate, they don't need to necessarily hear the 20-minute talk on the truth that there's no world and there's no one out there. They could, however, stand to be wished good morning. It's just an example. But you see where I'm going with this. We use this thing that we call the human body as a communication device, as a learning device for the mind, so that we learn. How do we learn? By giving. How are we forgiven? By forgiving. Given to receive are one in truth. That is a very famous, oft-quoted, and central idea in this course. Giving and receiving are the same. When you forgive what appear to be the external people in the world, situations, events, you're forgiving yourself. The other person certainly benefits as well. Why? There's only one mind. Oh, yeah. It's all connected. We're all connected because we've never been separate. There's no separation of any kind. We've never left our source. That's what that means. Ideas leave not their source. There's no separation of any kind. We've never left our home in God. We're all here simply waking up to that. This is the purpose, by the way, of time, so that people may make the decision for the Holy Spirit. They may make the decision for God, for love, for their higher self. Many people are not ready to do that right now. Maybe some of your friends and family, maybe someone that lives in your house with you is not ready to do that right now. But to the extent that you are, I invite you to do that and ask your inner teacher for guidance, and commit again and again to offering the miracle to the Son of God. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in and for joining me. This is the subscription button here. It's the little red arrow, and I'd love to have you join me here. And thank you to all of you who have recently done so. It's a great joy for me to offer these videos to you and to teach this course, to offer this course. This is my particular calling. What does yours look like? How do you reach people in the world? Well, it's going to look different on the level of form for all of us. The content is the same, isn't it? Ask your inner teacher for how, especially if you don't know. Ask. You'll get an answer. All right. Thank you, as always, for joining me.